The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. calls for a re-examination of the government's flood control projects in the wake of severe flooding in the National Capital Region. Heavy rains brought by Super Typhoon Carina and the enhanced southwest monsoon have impacted health facilities in the country. The Philippine Coast Guard prepares for potential oil leakage from a sunken motor tanker in Bataan earlier this morning. And we will discover why Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky hailed the participation in the upcoming Olympic Games in Paris as a remarkable achievement amidst ongoing conflict. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Thursday, the 25th of July, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Marvi Delphine. First in the news. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. wants to re-examine the design of flood control projects of the government. This after the chief executive visited some of the flooded areas in the National Capital Region. Nel Maribuhok reports.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. personally visited the flooded areas in the CAMANAVA area. Riding a truck, PBBM toured several places in Valenzuela City, Malabon, and Navotas City. He also led the distribution of relief goods.
Andito po kami para mag-inspection ng konti, makita kung ano ba talaga ang kalagayan
President Marcos also inspected the pumping station and damaged navigational gate in Navotas, which was damaged when a barge forced its way through. According to PBBM, the design of flood control systems should be reviewed.
So we have to relook, we have to examine some of the designs of our flood control. Dahil, for example, this was not, the amount of water was not as bad as Ondoy. But the effect was greater than Ondoy. Mas malaki ang baha.
President Marcos also reminded people about proper waste disposal.
Sana matuto naman ng tao, huwag na kayong nagtatapon ng basura dahil yung basura yun ang nagbara doon sa mga pump natin. Kaya hindi kasing effective na pwede.
Currently, a large part of Navotas City is still submerged in flood water. Some residents are still staying in evacuation centers. Nel Maribuho, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The residents affected by flooding in Bagong Silangan, Quezon City have started to recover from the calamity. Although there is concern about future disasters, they do not lose hope. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
Filipinos are known for their resilience or quick recovery from life challenges. Just a day after being affected by the calamity, they immediately rise up. Thick mud, piles of garbage, wet belongings, broken appliances. That's what the UNTV News team saw in the area. However, the residents wasted no time and started facing a brand new day. They cleaned their homes, dried and salvaged what could still be used. Like Tatay Manny, 71 years old, he has lived in Tumana, Barangay Bagong Silangan, Quezon City for over a decade, close to the river. He has his own farmyard of calamansi and other fruit-bearing trees. He said it might take him a month before he can restore his farmyard to its former state.
Marami kasing mga tanim kami inaalagaan dito. Dito kami kumukuha ng pang-araw-araw halos. Kaya pagka medyo may baha, nalikas kagad.
Meanwhile, they also cannot help but worry about future calamities that may strike their area. However, they say they do not lose hope.
Ba't naman tayo mawawala ng pag-asa nandiyan naman si God. Para wala naman ibang magsusurvive sa atin kundi si God. Basta tulong-tulong lang naman kami dito para makasurvive, makalinis.
An estimated more than 8,000 individuals or over 2,000 families are affected by severe flooding in Bagong Silangan. This barangay is one of those consistently affected in Metro Manila whenever there are continuous heavy rains and floods. Rosa Licos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Some residents were affected by the heavy rains or floods in the city of Manila. The Manila Department of Social Welfare have asked for assistance for food and drinking water, among others. Dante Amento tells us why.
Over 400 families or 20,000 individuals were affected by floods in Manila. Majority of them are still in evacuation centers. The Manila Department of Social Welfare or MDSW has distributed today, July 25, food boxes that contain rice, canned goods, and other necessities for the evacuees. Free meals from breakfast until supper are regularly offered to the evacuees.
Tuloy-tuloy ang repacking kasi sino ba nang mag-aakala na wala naman signal number sa Manila tapos biglang masasalanta mahigit 4,000 pamilya.
However, the MDSW said it would be better if there are donations of food, drinking water, and other basic necessities.
Kailangan pa rin po ng taong relief goods tulad ng bigas, mga delata, mga kape, asukal, gatas ng bata, mga diaper po. Yan po yung mga kailangan natin to.
Those who want to extend assistance may coordinate with the Manila Department of Social Welfare, Manila Local Government Unit, or visit directly to the evacuation sites. Residents whose houses were totally damaged received financial assistance from the LGU.
Yung iba po sa 50% sila pa po yung mga bahay nila. Kaya nandito po sila sa evacuation center. Inaantay lang din nila na itulong galing sa national government.
Nabigyan na po natin ng tulong yung mga wala pong mga babalikan na tahanan. Kagabi pa po ay nagbigay na po tayo ng tulong pinansyal sa kanila. Ang inaantay lang po natin talaga ngayon yung humupa po yung tubig baha sa kanilang mga lugar.
The Manila Health Department also monitors the health of the evacuees.
Check po namin is may mga ubo, sipon, lagnat po. Tapos yung mga nalusong po sa baha, binibigyan po namin ng prophylaxis para sa leptospirosis po.
Meanwhile, evacuees may return to their houses if it is already cleared from danger or floods. Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC, records a total of 14 deaths after the onslaught of southwest monsoon or habagat and tropical cyclone Carina. Most of these casualties come from Calabarzon region, although the agency has yet to confirm their details. Region 9, on the other hand, records 4 deaths, while Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or BARRM, have 2 reported deaths, with 1 that has yet to be confirmed. The rest are from Region 10, Region 11, and the National Capital Region, or NCR, each with 1 confirmed deaths. Most of the victims were due to landslide and drowning. NDRRMC has yet to also confirm 2 injuries in Region 10 and 2 separately incidents of missing person from Calabarzon and Region 10. The agency, however, explains these data are combined situational reports from the onset of southwest monsoon on the past few days through tropical cyclone Carina. And for the news abroad, financial markets have shut down and schools and work have been suspended across Taiwan as Typhoon Gaima's status was upgraded to a strong typhoon as its winds reach up to 227 kilometers per hour near its center. According to Taiwan's Defense Ministry, more than 8,000 people were evacuated from high-risk landslide areas, while 29,000 soldiers are on standby for disaster relief efforts. 2 people have been killed in the disaster, one by a falling tree and the other by a building part falling on a car. A further 201 have been left injured. 227 international flights have been canceled, and all domestic flights and 185 international flights was canceled on Thursday. Yami was expected to be the strongest typhoon to hit Taiwan in 8 years. After crossing the Taiwan Strait, it is headed towards the southeastern Chinese province of Fujian on Thursday afternoon. We'll share more global stories with you later. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The Philippine Coast Guard is now preparing for the potential leakage of industrial fuel oil from the sunken motor tanker in Bataan earlier this morning. Meanwhile, authorities have recovered the body of one of the 17 crew members of the ship who were reported missing. Ryan Nakanale details why.
Earlier today at 3 p.m., the body of a crew member of MT Tierra Nova was found after the ship sank this morning in the waters of Limay, Bataan.
Napakalaki ng chance na magkaroon ng oil spill kasi lumubog eh. But we have to check yung watertight status, no? Yung kailangan mahingi natin yung configuration ng barko. We're coordinating with that.
The Philippine Coast Guard is now concerned about a possible leakage of over 1.4 million liters of industrial fuel oil from the motor tanker. The incident occurred around 1 a.m., approximately 3.6 nautical miles east of Lamau Point, Limay, Bataan, while the tanker was en route to Iloilo. By 3 a.m., the ship had completely sunk to a depth of 33 meters. The BRP Melchora Aquino was immediately deployed to the scene to assist.
Umalis sila doon sa Bataan, papunta ng Iloilo. Pero during that time na bandang mga alas 10 ng gabi, naramdaman na nila na malakas yung alon at nag-decide yung kapitan na bumalik. Pero initially, nahirapan sila sapagkat ang sabi nila ay pasalubong sila doon sa alon. At ang term ng mga crew ay sumalok sila ng alon. At pinasok yung barko hanggang tuluyan silang nag-capsize.
The Philippine Coast Guard has observed an oil sheen around the area where the sunken ship is located, indicating that it is the oil used by the vessel. Currently, the PCG has not detected any signs of oil leakage from the oil tank of the ship. However, they note that the depth of the sunken vessel is relatively shallow compared to the MT Princess Empress incident in Nauhan Oriental, Mindoro last year, where strong underwater pressure caused oil tanks to leak. Despite this, the PCG remains vigilant and cautious regarding the possibility of oil leakage in this incident.
Ito hindi naman masyadong malalim eh. Pinag-check ko nga kasi nung una, half-submerged lang siya. Baka sakaling mababaw lang at we're hoping no, na hindi maapektuhan yung water integrity ng mga tanks niya. And hindi tumagas yung langis.
The PCG has already coordinated with the local government unit and NDRRMC of Bataan to prepare for the potential oil spill. They are also preparing their personnel to assist.
Hindi tayo magpapakampante. We will deploy our Marine Environmental Protection Team. Tsaka i-mobilize natin lahat ng mga personnel natin para kung sakaling magkaroon ng problema, nandun na tayo. And makakapaglagay tayo ng boom, makakapag-recover tayo ng langis, and hopefully, ma-recover natin lahat ng tatagas.
Given the amount of oil ship carries, there is a possibility that it could reach Manila Bay if a leak persists. Therefore, if needed, the PCG will also seek assistance from the private sector.
We prepare for the worst. Kasi oil spill to, industrial fuel oil to, katulad nung tumagas doon sa Mindoro. At it will definitely affect the marine environment at maaring umabot yung langis na tatagas kahit dito sa atin dito sa Manila. And yun ang talagang pinaghahandaan natin.
344-meter vessels of the Philippine Coast Guard have been deployed to the area to assist in case there is a leakage of oil from the vessel tanks. Ryan Lacanlale, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
More than 30,000 residents in Marikina City were significantly affected by severe flooding yesterday. The deluge has caused an estimated 60 million pesos in property damage, leaving many families grappling with the aftermath. JP Nunez will tell us why.
At 3 p.m. today, July 25, the Marikina River water level returned to its normal status, but its aftermath left more than 30,000 residents affected by the flood yesterday. In Barangay Tumana, even if their houses have second floor, it's submerged to flood. Among the residents severely affected is Nora Brusa. Her sari-sari store wiped out by the flood. Today, it has no display. She hopes for financial assistance from the government for them to recover.
Kung may tumulong, salamat.
Dahil?
Pang dagdag din sa pamilya dahil yung asawa ko wala namang konti lang sahod ng asawa ko eh.
Jing Andrada has the same fate. Her equipment used for selling street food wiped out by the flood. She also feared that the refrigerator she bought for 20,000 pesos will not work after it's submerged to water. She also hopes that the government will provide them financial assistance.
Kailangan namin ng tulong galing sa gobyerno. Kung maaari lang po sana, kahit financial talaga pampalit dyan sa mga namin, mga nawalang gamit. Puhunan ulit sa para makakapag-umpisa ulit.
Marikina City Mayor Marcy Chodoro said they might reallocate their budget to provide financial assistance to those severely affected.
Napakaliit din ang pera ng city pero gagawa ng paraan at magkakaroon marahil ng realignment o kaya pag-reallocate ng mga budget natin.
Meanwhile, the estimated damage to property of the flood approximately reaches 60 million pesos. The local government unit focuses its effort to clean the mud left by the flood and the distribution of relief goods. Mayor Chodoro said their struggle is the logistics in heavy equipment to ramp up the clearing operation. Barangays which are severely affected are Tumana, Santo Niño, Malanday, and Nangka. JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And in other global news, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has declared Ukraine's participation in the upcoming Olympic Games in Paris as a remarkable achievement amidst ongoing conflict. Ruth Bahe tells us why.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky praised on Wednesday, July 24, Ukraine's achievement for participating in the Olympic Games in Paris. He emphasized that the presence of approximately 140 athletes represents resilience and hope in the midst of war and Russian aggression. This year's team is its smallest Olympic contingent since the post-Soviet era. Zelensky expressed pride in seeing the Ukrainian flag and anthem along with those of other nations that uphold the spirit of Olympism. He also expressed gratitude to those supporting Ukraine in maintaining elements of normalcy in these challenging times. Meanwhile, Ukraine has been vocal in its efforts to exclude athletes from Russia and Belarus from the Games. Only about 15 Russian athletes will compete as neutrals without flags or anthems allowed under strict vetting to ensure no military connections. However, Russian officials criticize these restrictions as unfair and some athletes decline neutral competition offers. Zelensky condemned the actions of Russian President Vladimir Putin, stating that they have turned the only Russian sport today into killing people. He emphasized that the world will not accept this and that Russia must be defeated in both the war and its terror, allowing life to prevail. Ruth Bahe, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
United States President Joe Biden has announced his decision to step aside and not seek re-election in November, an act which marks the first time an incumbent president has not sought re-election since 1968. RK Yorka will tell us why.
In a historic address from the Oval Office, United States President Joe Biden on Wednesday, July 24, announced his decision to step aside and not seek re-election in November. The president expressed his concerns about the future of American democracy and the need for a new generation to lead the country. He also invoked the legacy of past presidents including Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, and Abraham Lincoln while emphasizing his love for the office he would soon leave. Biden, however, praised Vice President Kamala Harris, who has secured the Democratic nomination in his place. Without mentioning his Republican opponent Donald Trump by name, Biden warned of the dangers facing the nation if Trump were to win the election, emphasizing the importance of preserving democracy and the power of the American people. Biden's decision comes after weeks of pressure from Democrats following his poor performance in a recent debate. However, since his announcement, Democrats have rallied around him, acknowledging his character and accomplishments. Biden pledged to focus on his remaining 6 months in office, including strengthening the North Atlantic Treaty Organization or NATO, addressing the Ukraine-Russia conflict, and pursuing Supreme Court reform. He will also meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to discuss efforts to negotiate a Gaza ceasefire. Biden's retirement marks the first time an incumbent president has not sought re-election since 1968, where he will conclude his White House tenure as the oldest American president, having turned 82 by the end of his term. RK Liorca, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. Heavy rains brought by Super Typhoon Carina and the enhanced southwest monsoon have impacted health facilities, compounding the challenges faced by communities hit by severe flooding yesterday, July 24. The Department of Health, or DOH, has raised concerns about a potential increase in leptospirosis cases in the coming days. As parts of Luzon continue to grapple with the severe flooding, health officials are urging residents to take necessary precautions to prevent the spread of this waterborne disease. Jed Neresina details why.
On Wednesday, July 24, the outpatient services at the Philippine General Hospital were suspended because of flooding due to the impact of Super Typhoon Carina in the southwest monsoon. However, Secretary Chodoro Herbosa of the Department of Health stated that these services have now resumed. Additionally, heavy rainfall affected various health facilities across different regions.
There are 11 health facilities na nagkaroon ng partial damage or are still partly functional, no? There are 4 that are hospitals. 3 are local government hospitals. These are in Calabar zone, and there is 1 DOH hospital na partially functional, yung San Lorenzo Luis. Ito po yung aming ospital dito sa Metro Manila na nasa Malabon.
Secretary Herbosa noted that the most of the damage occurred in health centers in the Ilocos region and Central Luzon. Nevertheless, he mentioned that the overall impact on hospitals and their operations nationwide was relatively minor. In response to the severe rainfall and extensive flooding caused by Super Typhoon Carina and the monsoon, the DOH has placed Metro Manila, Ilocos region, Calabarzon, and Central Luzon under Code Blue Alert status. There are also concerns about a potential increase in leptospirosis cases in the country.
Nag-raise na ng Blue Alert. We have 3 regions that have raised Blue Alert. Metro Manila Regional Office, that means even the hospitals are all DOH hospitals are considered on Blue Alert. Ganon din ang Ilocos at ang Calabar zone.
Under Code Blue, additional personnel will be deployed by the agency in addition to regular staff to address the needs of patients during this crisis. The Health Department reiterated warnings about leptospirosis, a disease that typically increases during the rainy season, advising people to avoid walking through floodwaters or to use protective clothing if they cannot avoid exposure. Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Mandaue City, Cebu proudly hosts the 17th World Eskrima Kali Arnis Federation World Championships. This thrilling event is taking place from July 21 to July 27 at the Mandaue City Cultural and Sports Complex. Athletes from around 15 countries have gathered in this vibrant city to compete in the traditional Filipino martial art of arnis. Mandaue City Mayor Jonas Cortez has expressed his excitement, stating that this event is a golden opportunity for the city to showcase its growth and dynamism to the visiting athletes. In a show of support, Senator Mig Zubiri visited the city, adding to the excitement surrounding this epic event. Senator Zubiri's passion for arnis has inspired many of the participating players, underscoring the significance of this sport in promoting both cultural heritage and athletic excellence. A week after the wedding of a Japanese-Filipino couple, they faced their first test of their relationship. The onslaught of the habagat or southwest monsoon took them 15 hours to reach the airport. Catherine Brown will tell us why.
May Kawayan Bulacan had always been a bustling hub, but on July 24, it turned into a water maze as torrential rains led to unexpected flooding. Newlyweds Kenji Hasikawa and Asuka Kobayashi found themselves in the midst of this chaos, facing the first test of their relationship. Asuka was scheduled to fly back to Japan that afternoon, while Kenji would stay behind to finish preparing the necessary documents to join her in a few months. The couple had planned meticulously, ensuring everything was packed and ready. However, nature had other plans. Early in the morning, around 9:30 a.m., they realized the severity of the flooding. Their car, packed with baggage, became an immobile island in the rising waters. With only Asuka's passport and essentials in a small shoulder bag, they abandoned their vehicle, wading through the murky waters in a search of a way out. Their determination led them to a kind truck driver who offered them a ride. Clambering into the back, they huddled together. The hours dragged on with the truck making slow progress through the flooded streets. It was a long, uncomfortable journey, but they kept their spirits high, laughing about their unexpected adventure and making the most of their time together. They had to transfer to a container van to continue their journey. The cramped, dark space was far from ideal, but they were grateful for the chance to move closer to the airport. The hours slipped by, each one a testament to their patience and love. As midnight approached, they finally reached the airport. Exhausted and disheveled, Asuka checked in for her rebooked flight. Their extraordinary day had brought them closer than ever, each challenge reinforcing their commitment to one another. At around 4 a.m., Asuka boarded her flight, a proud and loving smile on his face. Despite the day's trials, they knew they had faced them together, and their bond was stronger for it. Catherine Brown, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Our Kasangbahay. As the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems, may help us through this horrible predicament. There is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with the word giving glory to God. From the book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 1, it says, "My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding." And those are the reasons behind the news July 25, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Marvy Delfin, live from Australia. We serve the people, we give glory to God.